While we are not necessarily intentionally offensive here at A Word from the Shadows, occasionally we will tell an off-color joke, accidentally use a cuss word, or be politically incorrect. You have been warned. So, if you're watching this video, the question is, what's the difference between the state prison system and the federal prison system? Well, there's a huge difference. And basically, they're two totally, completely different systems. It's like night and day, day and night. Well, if you're interested, stay tuned, because I'm fixing to give you the rundowns. No one wants to be in prison. But if you are in prison, you'd much rather be in a New York State prison, even a place like Attica or Sing Sing, because overall, all in all, even though those places are not cakewalks, they're actually pretty bad places in with of themselves. A federal penitentiary in the United States Federal Bureau of Prisons is absolutely horrible. First of all, reason one, in New York State prison, you are still allowed to consume tobacco products. Now, technically, all New York State prisons are smoke-free. However, you can still consume tobacco products in the recreation area. So, they still sell you tobacco products, and you're able to receive tobacco products in the packages from either home or packages you order. I think they put a limit on it. Every month you can only get a couple of cartons of cigarettes or a couple of cans of tobacco or a certain a limit of chewing tobacco or cigars. But they still do make these products available to you, and it's actually a pretty smart move because it really helps cut down on corruption. When an officer can bring a pack of cigarettes in a correctional facility and sell it for $500 or $1,000, you can see how that would really open the door for corruption. In the federal system, tobacco products are totally banned, period. It doesn't matter if it's a federal camp, a federal low, a federal correctional institution, or a federal penitentiary. There is zero smoking and zero tobacco products. And that's a pretty good reason not to want to be in the BOP if you enjoy smoking or consuming tobacco products. There is one notable exception to that rule. If you are registered in certain religious groups, you are issued a certain amount of tobacco every week by the prison chaplain, and obviously you're obligated or you're supposed to consume that tobacco product while you are practicing your religion at that given time. Myself, I was a registered pagan, and even though we did have raging fires every week, we were allowed to do that as a part of our religious ceremony. It was really just a bunch of white guys hanging out around the fire shooting the breeze. And you know what? It really ticked me off that somebody didn't think when they started registering that smoking was a requirement for all pagans. That really ticked me off. Number two reason you don't want to be in a federal correctional facility of any kind. There is no weights, zero weights. There's one or two facilities that do have weights, one or two lows and one or two federal correctional institutions. But that's it. All new facilities are weight-free. If you want to work out in federal prison, you will have to do calisthenics, and more calisthenics. Obviously, you can rig up little weight bags and whatnot, and you can get pretty pumped up doing that, but you got to work really hard at it, and that sucks. It's a lot easier to be able to get pumped up quickly. Well, that ain't going to happen in the feds. And if you do rig up homemade improvised weights, as soon as the officer searches your cell and finds them, they're out of here. Number three reason you don't want to be in a federal prison. The food, it may have used to been a whole lot better than the state with steak and lobster and all that back in the 70s. That is not the case anymore. And not only is the food not good, it is, I would say, a little less than good, and the commissary ain't great neither. So you're going to eat a whole lot of ramen noodles. Now, if you have money, you can buy things on the black market that is smuggled out of the mess hall and sold to the inmate population from the prisoners that work in the mess hall. The food that is actually supposed to be put in your meal, a lot of times it's not put in your meal, and then they smuggle it out and sell it on the black market. And that sucks. And reason number 4 why federal prison sucks. But before I get into that, I think I will consume an adult carcinogenic. Hey, if you don't smoke, that's your problem. You're in your living room. Good thing you ain't in my living room. Ha 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 ha. Back to reason number 4 why federal prison really sucks. There's no sugar in the feds. That's right, folks. 0 sugar. They have banned it from all federal commissaries. It sucks. Everything is a sugar substitute that will cause you cancer in short order. If you want to get cancer, go to federal prison. Reason number 5 you don't want to be in federal prison. New York State Prison allows you to earn all kind of extra good time, incentives. They have meaningful academic programs. You know what? At the penitentiary level, especially at the penitentiary level, you can't earn any extra good times. If you lose good time, it is gone indefinitely. There's no way to earn it back. And you're doing 85% of your sentence. That really, really, really sucks. Reason number 6. When I was first arrested in New York, I went to MCC Manhattan. That's downtown Manhattan around the financial district. And I was in the same special housing unit, not at the same time, but the same special housing unit that Jeffrey Epstein allegedly committed suicide. Now, I was in that housing unit, obviously, again, at a different time. But I can testify to the fact that officers, correctional officers, hacks, COs, prison guards, whatever you choose to call them, they did rounds every 10 to 15 minutes in that special housing unit in MCC Manhattan. Why, I don't know if it would have been completely impossible for him to commit suicide. It would have been extremely, extremely difficult, because not only did they do rounds every 10 to 15 minutes, and I was in that special housing unit 2 or 3 times, because I'm not known for being a model inmate or following their rules and regulations. Now, I can personally testify to the fact I find it extremely unlikely that the man committed suicide. Why, it is possible, I guess. It is extremely unlikely. And you wouldn't want to be the guy who gets arrested and goes to federal prison and commits suicide. Federal prison sucks. And any which way you chalk it up, it's a horrible place to be. It ain't a place for you and I. I'm a law-abiding citizen now, and I recommend that you become a law-abiding citizen too, if you're not. But hey, if you can't be good at it. So, if you want to know the rest of the story, you go to YouTube and request A Word from the Shadows and check this video out right here.